So today, in conversation with, I have an author with me, author Sridhar Ramu. And he has written a book, My Daring Pursuit at Poetry. Yes, it's a poetry book, and this book has won Golden Wings Book Award 2026. And it's such a pleasure to have the author himself here with me to have a detailed conversation about this book. So let's get to the author without wasting any time and understand from him directly what this book is all about. So hello, sir, and thank you so much
Good morning,
for
ma'am.
joining. Thank
Good
you.
morning. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's been such a pleasure having you here and you winning Golden Wings Book Award 2026 for this book.
Thank you so much.
So the audience wants to know what this book is all about.
The book is a book on it's a poetry book. There are about 71 poems, and it's on various themes. Then on various professions and holidays, and it's a kind of a sprinkling of all the other things. That's what it's about, and it's something which it's very easy for any reader to read it and have used a kind of simple and also humorous angle to it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So 71 poems, right? So how did you compile those 71 poems into one book?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. I first signed up for this 21 poems writing in 21 days by Bookleaf Publications, and I did it, and they were really happy. And next they said, now you have to write 50 more poems. And at first I was a bit taken aback, and I was not really prepared for it. But then I thought, it's a challenge. Let me go for it. And then it took me about next 3 months to come up with the 50 more poems. And then they helped me in publishing. And that's how, this whole thing came about.
Great, great. So crafting a poem, actually, it's a very creative aspect, right? So how did you come up with? Have you been writing since your childhood, or it's a recently found passion?
I always like literature because, I am pretty good in English. That's what I suppose. And, I always like to pen my thoughts in English. And I've been doing it in prose most of the time. So I thought, for a change, let me do it in poem. It was a bit, challenging at first. But, because my grasp of English is, quite good, I was able to come up with some rhyming words. And also I did look at some of the old poems and found out, what kind of structure it is designed under, and what kind of flow it is, and I have some very, my favorites are H.W. Longfellow, and I've read some of his poems, and, I looked at the flow, and then I thought, let me incorporate some of it. So that's how I looked at few more poets, and then, used their flow of thoughts and my knowledge, and then came up with this crafting of this whole book.
Okay, great to know that. And 71 poems, I know all must be your favorite ones, right? But then if I ask you to pick one of your favorite, I know it's a difficult part, but still, if I ask you to pick one, which one would that be?
More than favorite, it also is an emotional one. It's on if I remember, The Patient Physiotherapist. That's the title of it. And why I call it most favorite and emotional is my daughter is a physiotherapist. And I thought I'll write something on her profession, So I had to write it so that it impresses her and covers everything, about a physiotherapist. And also it should look rhyming. So for me, that was kind of emotional one. At the same time, it was the most favorite one.
Great. Yeah. So from where you used to get inspiration for various poems that you have included in the book?
Very good question. In fact, I thought poetry is only writing about romantic things, weather, or about, let's say, morning, evening, and whether it's on love or things like that. Then I realized that poems and poetries can be interchangeable. You can write poems on anything, as long as you make it interesting and make it in a poetic form. So I thought, why don't I focus on a lot of professions? So I don't think anyone has written a poem on physiotherapist or a cardiologist or a scientist or even batsman, bowler, things like that. So I opened the frontier of thoughts on what would come into this poetry book by looking at various things like professions, then holidays, like Thanksgiving, writing a poem on Thanksgiving, writing a poem on Holi, Diwali, and all that. So that kind of expanded my horizon of what could come into this book of poems.
Your message to the people who actually are very creative. So can poetry, drafting a poem or poetry is, if they take inspiration from their surroundings, is it possible that they just have to keep their eyes and the ears open and the poetry can be drafted from any real life scenarios?
Well, to answer your question, first of all, they should have a creative intent. Not everyone can write poetry. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But if you're creative and you look at anything from a different perspective, you can write poetry. Like, for instance, in one of the poems I've written that it's a dark day, a lot of clouds are there, and I wish the sun kicks the clouds away. So it's a kind of a different kind of a thought. So if people can think in from a different perspective, they can definitely write a poem. So what they should do is move out of the box, and break their glass ceiling and think from a different perspective. And if they're creative, definitely anyone can write poems. These are the two criteria. One is think out of the box, and if they have that creative potential.
Who should pick up this book?
Anyone can, because the book which I've written is for people who are maybe senior citizens or young people. I've chosen subjects which is across the spectrum of ages. For the Gen Z, I have a poem on WhatsApp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I also have one poem, if I remember, called The Millennium Kids, which tells about their lifestyle and all that. And for the old people, the old generation, the 40s, 50s, I have a poem on the postman. Now you don't see a postman anywhere,
Yes.
or you see a milkman. So I have written a poem on postman, milkman, stuff like. So it's nostalgic for people who are in the 50s and 60s to read that poem, and it kind of relieves the days of the postman, milkman, who are there during that time. And for the Gen Z, I got things like the pop singer, the glitzy pop singer, and the DJ, VJ, and all that, which is the in thing for these people. So it will appeal all the ages.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they pick up the book and read the book, what is the takeaway that they should expect that they are going to take from this book?
For different set of people, it is different takeaways. For the elderly people, it will be a nostalgic, memory. And for the kids, for some of them, it is also informative. Like, for instance, people, since I've taken different professions, one of them is a cardiologist, and the Gen Z may not know what exactly a cardiologist is, but I have expressed or told what all areas he can delve in a poetic form. So it's also in a way informative. So the takeaway is, for the Gen Z, informative and also knowledgeable, and for the elderly people, it's more of a nostalgic memory down the lane.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how should they get this book? So where they have to
it's available in Amazon.in, Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles. It's there, and if they do a scan or they will Google on this name, My Daring Pursuit at Poetry, they'll be able to get to that page.
Right.
Yeah.
And anybody, any reader would want to connect with you. So how do they connect you?
They can connect me on my email, which is nramu9@yahoo.com, or another Gmail is sramu1@gmail.com. I monitor those two mails.
Okay. So any message that you want to pass through this particular platform to the viewers listening to you? Any golden message?
Oh, yeah. I mean, after I got a Golden Award, my thoughts have been golden, So the message I would tell all is, if you're creative, try to give a shot. It's never too late to go for poetry. And as I saw yesterday's award ceremony, there were some teenagers who got award, and there were some people who are in the 70s. So as such, age is not the criteria, and all of them have written at that age. So my message to all of them is, if you're creative and you have a sense of looking at things with a different perspective, please give a shot. And you have this wonderful institution or this particular group, Golden Wings Award, which is, I think, a very good platform and a very good award, especially for people who are into literature and who want to get recognized. And you people have done a fabulous job in kind of stitching out this very good program, and you have a wonderful jury where you pick up only the best, and this really motivates a lot of people. Once this goes to the masses, I'm sure a lot of people would want to again participate and try to get the award. And it's a wonderful thing, whatever you've done. And yesterday's ceremony was just too good. It was so seamlessly arranged, and kudos to you and your team for coming up with this very noble idea of recognizing good people in literature, because I feel India is behind when it comes to writing. Whenever we talk about poems and books, we always think of the English authors or the American authors. Of course, nowadays we do have very good authors, but we still have a lot to catch up. And someone like you will definitely motivate people to write more books and get recognized, and then probably even get to the international forum. You have that this also, right?
Yes.
Option where you can also get recognized at the international forum. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to know from you, writing a book and becoming an author, right? It's like a journey.
Yes.
So how has the people perception about you changed the moment you became an author, a published author, and then the people around your vicinity started recognizing you as an author?
Honestly, a lot of people were shocked. They thought, what? You have this talent too? Because I sing and I also play the harmonica. They thought, oh, you have one more feather in your cap, and they were all amazed, and a lot of them very appreciative, supportive. And in fact, some of them have asked me, how can they publish books, because they have the potential, but they don't have the roadmap, I think that's one thing which is missing. They need to have a roadmap, or someone to guide them how to write the book, how to publish and all that, So there I've been able to help them, saying that, okay, there are these publishers and this is what you should do. This is how you should frame a book. You should write the preface and all the other things, what comprises a book, and then you can publish. So a lot of people now feel, that writing a book is not as tough as it was previously thought.
True.
Yeah.
So as a profession, sir, what do you do?
Honestly, I retired 23 years back.
Wow.
I was the 52nd employee at Infosys. My first boss was Narayan Murthy, and I had a very good time there. And 2003 was the last of the corporate life, and I've retired after that. Retired meaning from corporate life, but I do a lot of social work. I'm with Rotary, and I do career counseling, and I take spoken English class for village women, and I have a free tailoring center. I spearhead job fairs, so I do a lot of social work. And in between I also sing and also play the harmonica on the weekends. So yeah, it's been a wonderful journey so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So anyone who wishes to write a book, it's not necessary that they cannot do it with their mundane day-to-day life. Right? If there is a passion, it's okay to just let it out and pen it down on a piece of paper and let the journey on.
Yeah.
Because many people find it difficult to find time. So they say, who has the time to do that? Who will do it? So anything for them, say, how you found out the time to pen down your poetry?
First thing is, you should have the will. First thing is, once you say that I can do, that is the first step which is needed. So once you get to that step, then you say like, I'll try to do it. How can I do it? And try a small pilot project, and if that is successful, then you go to the bigger one. Let's say, you don't write a book right from the beginning. You write just one poem. Let's say I'm talking about a book of poetry. So write the first poem. If it comes out well, then try to expand your horizon to 10, and go one step at a time. And again, I would ask all of them not to rush. Don't have a timeline. I have to finish in 2 months, 3 months, and all that. Take it at your own pace. If you have time today, you focus on that. 1 week you have nothing, I mean, you're fully bogged with your work. Okay, focus on your work. So kind of try to space out. Try to see where you can find time. Don't waste unnecessarily on other things like looking at the WhatsApp messages or stuff like, which all of us do. I'm also guilty of that, but I consciously try to focus on my other activities, and one of them is writing. So I suggest that people also follow the same kind of route. But having said that, if anyone says that there is no time, I don't believe them, because there are a lot of people who are multifaceted, who are into multiple things, and when you ask them how they have done that, they say, yeah, I am very conscious of my time. I am very because time is very democratic, and I see how I don't waste time. So the key thing here is to be conscious of the fact that whether whatever they are doing is precious or valuable, or whether wasting. Once they're conscious of that, I'm sure they'll find time. That's the key thing. A lot of people are not conscious whether an activity which they do is precious or it's a waste of time.
Right.
If they're conscious of that fact, everyone can find time.
True. Yeah. True. So it rightly applies. If there is will, there is a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Absolutely, absolutely.
So it's not that they can't find time. It's just that it's not in their priority.
Yes, exactly.
They're delaying it and packing it up. Okay. Sir, any other projects in pipeline?
Yeah, after yesterday's award, I'm fully charged. And next I plan to write a book on prose, maybe short stories or something like that, or expand the 71 poems to 100, have a second edition. So these are the kind of plans I have. Now that, I won this wonderful award, I don't want to stop. I want to, go further, go to different levels, go to, stretch my level best, and that's what is my intention currently.
Great. So before closing, if you can just find one poem from your book and just let us know for the readers to understand what exactly would that be. So one verse, if you can.
One verse, I can only tell the substance, because I can't really tell. Okay, one of the thing is how the effect of computer is. I've written it this way. As soon as I wake, I just get into this machine, and clickety clack clack goes my fingers. My face is still having the the remnants of sleep, and it still is in a sleepy mode. And the moment the screen flashes, right, I'm back, and I'm ready for whatever I read. So this is about my the first thing I do in the morning. I put it in a poetic form. I don't recall word to word, but this is the essence of that poem.
Right. So basically, you can take an inspiration from anything.
Exactly.
And draft it into a wonderful, creative verse or a poetry.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And viewers, as Sir said, if you want to grab a copy of his book, My Daring Pursuit at Poetry, what you have to do, there's a link in the description box. Please click on the link and it will take you to the buying page on Amazon about the book. And also, if you want to get connected to the author directly, his email ID is mentioned in the description box. So you can write email to him about his poems or anything creative aspect that you want to explore, and certainly he will be happy to respond back to any of the readers who is writing to him. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining today's conversation. It was a wonderful having you here and having to understand more about your creative angle about your book. And congratulations once again on winning Golden Wings Book Award 2026. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah.